All right. Well, welcome back to Her Circle with Chandler and Ashley. We are going to do what is it? Unpopular opinions. So we thought it would be fun to kind of share some that we found and kind of discuss, but also we thought it would be fun to share maybe our own personal unpopular opinions that might be against what we think the majority of people would think.
Right. What's
So,
what's not the norm
yeah.
that we think is normal.
Society, the
Yeah.
world, or trends that people like things of like, no,
Yeah.
we're not about that right now. So we thought it'd be share. Ashley has like a list of some, and then we'll have like our own little ones we can throw in there. So
Mhm.
do you want to start with some of the list, or do you want me
Yes.
to?
So the first one that came up was pineapple on pizza.
Okay, when I looked up, that was like always the number one thing that
Really?
came on. It was like I don't know if that's like the number one. I feel like that's like the number one unpopular opinion,
Well,
like,
what's
that people
unpopular?
ask.
To like pineapple or to not like
I feel
pineapple?
like it's unpopular to like it.
I agree.
I feel like most people don't.
Yes.
I don't mind it. I'm not necessarily like, "Let's do it," but if it's on it, I'll eat it.
When growing up, we
I
would
think
always
Hawaiian
get
pizza?
Papa John's on, like, Saturday
Yeah.
night, and my
Mhm.
mom loves Canadian it's called
Yes.
Canadian bacon and pineapple, and she would get the whole pizza of that,
Yes.
even though out of all 6 of us, she's the only one who likes it. So it
She
would always drive
did.
me yeah, it would always drive me crazy
Oh my
because
gosh, that's funny.
she would have a whole pizza to herself, and we would have our cheese or pepperoni or whatever, and then that was it. So then all that was left over for the rest of the week was the pineapple pizza,
Yes.
which none of us liked except for her.
Oh my gosh, now that you say that, that's so funny. Like, I now vividly remember, like, having Papa John's at your guys' house a lot,
Mhm.
and
Yep,
there was always leftovers, and it did have the
because she's one
That's
person
so
and she's
funny.
very teeny tiny, so how many pieces of pizza do you think Stacy eats?
I mean, hey, I could eat a whole pizza when I was teeny tiny.
Yeah, but she doesn't eat that much.
You're right, she doesn't. She's like
So
my
she's
mom,
like
she's
a
like, "Nibble."
2-piece of pizza max, and then
That's
I don't
so
think she ate
funny.
the leftovers.
That's hilarious.
So I just think that's funny that she got a whole pizza.
I think it's funny now that, like, these little things that you said that are coming back. Like, I remember eating it
Mhm.
on the counter, and I remember eating leftovers or, like did y'all, like, ever get it and pick it off because just you wanted the
Yeah,
pizza
but
and
this
so you
still the, like, taste of the
taste?
pineapple lingers because of the
Oh,
juice
yeah.
and stuff, so
That's so
there's
funny. See,
really
I
no
don't
way
mind
around
it.
it. You
Yeah,
don't
there's
mind
really
it?
not.
I
No, I mean, it's not the pizza I would, like, pick.
yeah.
Like, it would probably be, like, one of the last, but I would eat it.
I haven't
And
tried it
then
as an adult, but I also feel like I still wouldn't like it
yeah, probably a
just
little
because of how I grew up.
yeah, a little bitter not bitter, but jaded about it.
Yeah, mom.
Jeez, it's the worst. But I do think that's, like, one of the number one things that people, like, will bring up or, like, is always the pineapple on pizza. I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
Or I saw one that was, like, ketchup on steak or something. I think that's one I saw, which, I mean, I don't really care. I don't, but again, I don't think it, like, tastes bad.
That just seems like a very interesting condiment to use for steak.
I also really like it with ranch.
Steak with ranch?
Mhm.
Hmm,
It's
I've
good.
never tried that. I love ranch.
Specifically homemade ranch, not
Homemade
trash ranch.
buttermilk. Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Just it has to be a good homemade ranch, makes all the
Yeah,
difference in the world. Cause
not
not good
the
ranch is
Hidden
just not
Valley.
good.
I agree.
So, yeah, but that's actually pretty good. I mean, other
That's
than
funny.
that,
I've never
I mean,
tried that before.
yeah, it's good. Ryan got me on that,
Hmm,
and it's good. I like it.
I'll have to
That's a big
maybe
one that I
try.
saw too, like ketchup with things. You guys did cat when I was young, ketchup on eggs
Uh-huh.
and corn with mac and cheese.
Okay, in my defense, I've never liked that.
Oh,
My
no, I'm
brothers
not saying
loved
I
it.
don't I don't actually not like it, but I remember thinking you guys were so weird. Like, what moment did you go, "We need to mix those together," and it's like a thing?
I
'Cause
couldn't tell you
you
when
didn't
that
like your
started.
food to touch,
I didn't like my food to
but
touch,
wasn't
no.
you.
No. But they would dump a whole can of
Yeah,
corn
like it
into
was
the
a
mac and
thing.
cheese, yeah.
Yeah, like it made it just that you didn't have It wasn't like, "Oh, 2 separate, let's make" it was like, it was how you made it.
Right,
So,
that it was corn and Kraft mac and cheese
yeah.
together, which
Yes.
I should ask my mom where that came from because not only is that disgusting, but, like, it came from somewhere because it was just totally normal. It
That didn't
wasn't this,
even
like,
yeah.
experiment.
Yeah, I
So,
didn't think it was normal, but I didn't mind it, actually. Like, another weird thing that I was like, "Okay, sure." I haven't had it since, but but it was good.
that's
There's a
funny. I
bunch of weirdos.
completely forgot about that. I remember one time, and it's funny because this happened last summer too. My dad made us mac and cheese, like, when I was little growing up, and he
Uh-huh.
put pepper on it, like, salt and peppered
Yeah.
it, and then tried to serve it to us children
Uh-huh.
who were mortified that there was pepper on the
Oh
mac
my
and
gosh.
cheese.
That's
And
funny.
so I just remember that being like an issue for me as a child. And then last summer he was making mac and cheese for my kids and he salt and peppered it and they Liv, I don't know if Heston cared, but Liv was like coming over to me and whispering like, "Mom, I can't eat that."
Like, what is
I'm
this?
like,
I
"I know."
love salt and pepper on my mac and
Yeah.
cheese.
Well, as a child, no
I
way.
guess.
And my mom and I were like to my dad, like, "Don't ever do that." And I remember telling him, "Don't you remember when we were younger, you making stuff for us and he would just salt and pepper it like
Yeah.
normal?" But
Yeah.
kids don't like that stuff.
Yeah. That's so funny.
So, yeah, the corn and mac and cheese, I haven't thought about that in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Not even
next
a
one
lot.
is I'm curious what you'll think about this because I know
Okay.
my opinion. Brunch is not worth the hype.
I have mixed emotions about it. I did see something about this, and I do like me a brunch, but I feel like part of it is just, like, the experience, but it's really kinda just breakfast. I mean, usually I get breakfast things. Sometimes it's overpriced, but, I
Mhm.
mean, I'm not mad about it. I like brunch.
I just feel like garbage after I eat that big of a meal that early
That's
in the
fair.
day.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I'm maxed out. I feel gross. Plus, having kids, and maybe if I didn't have kids, the
Yeah.
thought of waiting even longer than 30 minutes to sit down somewhere, that's not, I can't do that right now, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
maybe part of me is the whole experience for me is not
Yeah.
worth it because it's
Yeah.
just an absolute nightmare. The
Yeah.
last time we did a brunch, it did actually turn out to be a good experience.
Yeah.
So I guess can't have that much, like, negativity around it. We got lucky, we got in. There was a bunch of us, a bunch of kids. The kids all sat at their own table. All the adults sat together, and we had the
Nice.
baby. So it worked out, and I was a
Yeah.
little bit nervous, but it did work out nicely. So
I
yeah,
like brunch.
it's not my thing.
I can see where it's not though, because like, sometimes it's like, okay, like, I'm getting these it depends on what you get. My usually go-to is, like, an avocado toast. Sometimes you go places that for that, and it's, like, super expensive, or you're
Mhm,
getting, like, these really sweet, like, pancakes or French toast or whatever, and you're just, like, paying a lot.
mhm,
I mean, I don't drink really, but, like, the drinks, like, there's some good drinks every now and then I'll try one, but even then, sometimes I'm like, I don't like it enough for that to be worth it either.
mhm.
But I don't know, it depends. It depends on where. Sometimes it's nice to just be outside and, like, enjoy depending on the, like, ambiance
Yeah, I was
of
just
it all,
thinking of
but
that word.
I'm not mad about brunch, but I also like food.
Yeah,
So you really can't be mad if you're feeding me, so
that's true.
unless I'm hangry and I'm past that
Yeah,
point, then maybe.
once Chandler's past that point, she's shut down.
Yeah.
There's no communicating with her until you fed the girl.
It's like a what is that off of Hitch where he's like, "I'm like a vault, I'm baby locked down."
Exactly.
I'm like, "I need food."
This last trip when you were here, there were a couple of windows because I can go a long time without eating, and it really doesn't phase me,
I wish
and
I
so
could.
I'll go hours, and then Chandler, we were setting up the set, remember? She's, like, sitting on the stairs,
I think I
and
did well.
you were fine, you were totally fine, but then it hit me, I'm like, "I have not fed you."
You're like, "How are you?" I'm like, "It's fine, just as quick as we can be."
Yeah, and it
I
was
would be
so
great.
loud in there, and Liv was, like, in your face, and Rowan's, like, falling down the stairs, and Chandler's just sitting there like
I, like,
Can't
went to,
think
like,
anymore.
catch her because I was seeing him, like, strip, and then she, like, looked at me, and I was like, "I am so sorry." And she's, like, trying to, like, tell me something, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Wait, hold on, let me get Roan."
yeah,
And then afterwards, Heston goes, "Well, what do you want?" I was like, "Heston, just anything. You can put anything in front of me, and I will eat it." I was like, "I
just
don't even care."
food.
Like, I'm being able past being able to pick. That happens
Mhm.
to me a lot. Ryan's like, "What do you wanna eat?" And I'm like, I'm so past
Yeah, you
picking
just
'cause I'm
have to
so
decide for me.
hungry that I'm like, I just need to be fed. Like, anything sounds good.
Mhm.
So I'm like, it's not like, I'm over past that point, like, just need it.
Yeah,
I wish
I
I didn't
very
feel like that, but
rarely feel, like, hunger like that. I don't
that's
know
nice.
why. I don't know if it's just because 'cause I'm thinking, like, "Oh, I'm a little bit hungry, my kids are hungry," and then I just forget about feeding myself,
Yeah, but I would say
which
you
is
have
fine.
more to think about than just yourself. I don't really.
Yes, that's true. Okay, so this is about the ranch. I
Mm,
think ranch enhances almost any food item.
I love ranch.
I think it's great.
I
If it's
think
done like you said earlier, if it's done correctly.
yes. That's the thing. It's like if it's done good, it's good. If it's not, it's bad. Like
Mhm,
it's like one of those that it's like you can either dip your chicken nugget on it and it changes it in a beautiful way or
mhm.
like an awful way. And then
Yep,
I'm like, I don't even want it. I'd rather just eat the chicken nugget plain or
right.
whatever it is.
Ranch
Terrible.
done correctly can be a life enhancer
Yeah, it really
for
can.
food.
So
I
many
love it.
things.
I prefer it on fries over ketchup.
I like to go back and forth.
Yes, I do like a
I
trio
do
of
like
dipping
sometimes like a
sauces.
nice ketchup on stuff. I'm a
Mhm.
sauce person though, so I
Yes,
like sauces.
yes, you are. I think so I like the cane sauce because I
Mm,
feel like it has a very kinda ranchy base to it.
mhm.
So,
And sauces, you can't go wrong with that. It's good too.
yeah. Some people are very against ranch.
Like, I
I
like
love
ranch
it.
in my salsa.
Yes, exactly.
It's so good with some good
Lazy
chips.
6. That
Lazy 6
entire
is
taco
the way.
salad,
Yeah,
ranch over the whole
yeah.
thing.
Ranch and their salsa and chips is, like, the way to go. That's the only way
Mhm,
to have it there. I don't even know if people why I say that, it could just be our family. I don't know if that was a thing. We just always did it,
mhm.
the ranch and the salsa at Lazy Six.
I
But I'm like, if you
probably
don't do
haven't
that, you're
had
not eating it
Lazy
right.
6 in I
A
don't
long
even know
time.
the I feel like the last couple of times I was in Lovington was over the weekend, and it's not open on the weekends.
Mhm.
So, probably near
Unfortunately.
graduation, maybe.
So long. If it could, ship freshly, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I will say my mom sends some salsa to Tyler sometimes.
Really?
She, like, gets it and puts it in jars and, like
Mhm,
or no, I don't know, she might not put it in jars, she might keep it no, I think she puts it in jars because the styrofoam wouldn't be practical.
mhm.
They put it in, and she, like, wraps them, like, heavy duty and packs them up so they don't break and
I
ships
think
it to
when
him.
I had Liv, she drove a bag of chips
Mm,
and a bunch of salsa and ranch.
that's a good one too.
So,
That's a good way to do it.
I
Maybe she'll do
quite
that
enjoyed
next
that.
time.
What'd you say?
I said maybe next time she drives
Maybe
down,
next
like, "You
time.
know what I really need? Chips, salsa, and ranch from Lazy Six,
And a
because
taco
that would be
salad if
fine."
you can swing it.
Oh, yeah. That'd be good too. Not bad.
That'd be good. Okay, do you have any that you wanna do? Or do you want me
Okay.
to keep rolling?
Now I got some I can throw out there. Okay, matcha.
Okay, I've
Gross?
never tried it.
Ah, darn. I don't like it. I've had it once.
Okay, I
Part of
always
me
see it and it
yes.
doesn't look good.
No.
Okay.
And I've had it once, and part of me wants to try it again because I'm so convinced that it's good because everyone else likes it that I'm like, "It
Yeah,
has to be good, right?"
yeah.
No, it tastes like dirt.
Okay,
No,
that's kind
like
of the feeling I was getting from it, like, it's
yeah,
very overrated,
earthy.
everyone's super into it. Yeah, like because 'cause I've had, like, matcha tea,
Yeah,
but, like, prepared a different way, and
yeah.
I didn't love it. So, I just wonder if everyone hates it, but everyone's pretending that they like it so much that they just
I
it's
don't
too
know.
late now, you just have to go along with it.
I just don't get the hype about
Yeah,
it because
me
'cause I'm like,
neither.
"How are you making it?" Because it tastes like dirt
It
or
looks really cute
yeah, I'm just
and
like,
pretty.
"Huh." So that's one like, literally I told Ryan that, he goes, "You don't?" Like, he just assumed I did. Like, because I guess everybody else does. I know. I was like,
Yeah.
"I like coffee, but I can't get behind it." And he's like, "When did you even try it?" I was like, "One time." And I actually
Mhm.
think I don't actually know, I might have actually been with him.
Hmm.
It might have been when I first cut out caffeine. and I tried it because I was like, "Well, let's try this. Everyone else likes it. Gotta
Mhm.
give me, like, a replace the caffeine."
Hmm.
And I was like, "This is awful." I didn't even finish it.
Yeah, I get the dirt vibe, like the
Yeah.
earthy,
Mhm.
everyone's pretending to like it.
I could see that. There we go. Just
So,
going with the flow. So that was one of my number ones that I felt like everybody liked that I was alone on.
I agree with that one. Okay, so this one is gonna be interesting because I know how Chandler feels about this, and I don't have an opinion either way. I just don't care for it, but baths.
Baths, I love them. Yes.
Chandler's a bath girl.
They're the greatest thing ever.
That's her method of bathing.
Yeah. Every
I
day, I take one daily.
Yeah, she's a daily bath person.
Sometimes more than
I
once.
when Chandler was here sick, she had a bath probably 6 times that day.
It just feels so good on a sore body, man, because you
Oh,
can
it
just
does.
soak.
And
Yeah, if
every
I'm
time
sick, every all day. I'm just, like, in and out. I let it
Oh,
warm
yeah.
up, get back in, warm up, get back
We were
in.
all, like, sick in my living room, like, laying on the couch, and every time Chandler got up, the water would turn on, and Heston's like, "Is she taking another bath?" I'm like, "Yep."
Send me the water bill.
That was the least we
It's
could do after getting you violently ill,
Yeah, there
letting
we
you
go.
take as
That
many
was
baths
the
as you
compromise.
wanted.
You got me ill, I'm gonna rank up your water bill.
Yeah, that's it. I've only lived in 2 houses that have had big master baths.
Mhm.
So, I feel like if I had a bathtub that I actually could, like, fully get into, then maybe I could be a bath person. Here, like, in our master, we just have that huge shower, there's no
Yeah,
bath. And then when we lived at Heston's parents' house when they were on their mission, they had a great bathtub, but I
yeah.
didn't use it very often. And, I f I remember being pregnant with Liv and going to my mom's house to take baths because her bath was bigger.
Mhm.
So I feel like if I was pregnant in a house that had a huge tub, then, I might enjoy that.
I love them. I think they're
But
the
other than
greatest.
that, I'm not a bath person.
Like, why do I wanna stand in a shower? This sounds
I'm just trying to get the heck out of there, get on with my
The
day.
only time I shower is when I have to wash my
Okay,
hair.
I was gonna ask you, do you wash your hair? So will
Mm-mm.
you, like, wash your hair and then take a bath or just be done?
No, I'll do like, if I have it's like hair wash day, I'll probably take a bath during the day or sometime or before just for funsies, and then I usually end up, like, that night or whenever, depending, I'll shower and, like, wash my hair, and I'll do, like, a normal shower, like, I'll
Mhm.
wash my hair. I usually it depends, like, I shave, do all the things, like
Yeah.
but yeah, the only reason I shower is to wash my hair because it's not convenient to wash my hair in the
No,
bathtub.
it's not, and that's a lot of
So,
work.
that's really the only reason I shower is to
Do
wash the hair.
you
Luckily, I don't do that very much, so
you bath every night before bed, right?
yes,
Okay.
every night.
You
Mhm.
think it's gross to get into bed
I
with a
think it's
dirty body?
disgusting to get in bed with a dirty body, yeah. It is it literally makes me cringe that people do that, and a lot of people do it. I'm like, "You are wearing your day in your bed that you are cozying up in over and over again."
So what if you
Ugh.
do like, I like to wash my feet sometimes, and then
Mhm.
I, like, change my clothes. Not enough?
No. I mean, that's good. That's normal, probably. Like, that's ideal.
Your
But, like,
face? No.
I'm like, it literally, like, mm-mm,
That's
I
so
just
funny.
can't. I'm like, it's no.
That's
Like, get clean
hilarious.
into your bed. I don't know. It just is so gross to me. Ryan's like, "I don't get it." But I'm like, "Hey, and first of all, I don't wanna be all, like, next to you in your nasty gym body,
Mhm.
sicko."
I mean, if you've, like, if I worked out, I work out every morning, and then I go take a shower to get ready for my day. But if, like, I worked out at night, of course, I would be showering, like, doing a rinse
Poor
off
bed.
before I got into bed. Of course,
That's fair.
that's
Like,
gross.
I guess if you're not, like, getting, like, really dirty, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, no, I just can't. I can see it. Like, I understand that I'm not normal with that. Like, but it's no, can't get
No,
behind it.
not your
That's
thing.
probably an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I had a friend tell me, she's like, "Oh, I've gotten, like, my clothes, like, in bed and took a nap," and I'm like, "Oh, no.
No.
No, no. If I wanna nap in my bed, I will take a bath before I get into my bed to nap.
That's
If
so
not,
funny.
I'll on the couch.
Yeah,
But no, I don't know, can't do it, no, it's
I
weird. I
respect
wanna
that.
nap. I'm like, I guess at least
Okay,
I'm clean.
this one we kinda talked about it, but, like, the expensive skincare, I don't think that it makes a difference.
No,
I
I
don't
just no.
Yeah, expensive skincare doesn't equal better skin.
Yeah, and I also feel like my opinion probably is not very valid because I haven't actually, like, tried enough to say yay or nay,
Mhm,
but I just feel like some of those the whole, like, self-care is just feeding off of insecurities a lot of the
mhm.
time, so
So,
it's just
the other
quiet.
day, I ran out of some face lotion that I like, and I've used
Mhm,
it for a few years, and it's a bottle about that big,
mhm.
and I think it's $32 for this
Yeah,
bottle, which I have really dry skin, so I feel like I need to invest in that. So what I did, because I'm tired of spending that much money on stuff. So I went
yeah,
into ChatGPT and I put in the brand of the lotion and the lotion that I use and said, "Find me like a similar dupe that's the
yeah.
same does the same function." And it found one for me for 12 bucks, and it's been
Nice,
amazing. So
nice.
I just feel like sometimes the branding is a trick, and if you really look
Oh,
at the
yeah.
ingredients, you can find stuff.
I mean, really, if you think about it, a lot of luxury brands are just that's it, the brand.
It's just repackaged.
It's it's not like, "Oh my gosh, it does something more special," or "It's so much better." I'm not saying some aren't, but a lot of these brands are just that's it. They're brands that have gotten this hype that it's like, well, now it's this or that or cool or whatever the reason is to have this so they can raise the prices because people will pay it.
Mhm.
I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
well, we realistically probably could find something similar for cheaper."
Mhm. And it pulled
Or
up all the ingredients, almost
yeah,
everything was identical to it. It's a bigger bottle, and it's gonna last me a lot longer, so
yeah. I'm like, I that's another thing, it's like more focus on, like, what you're putting on your body, which
yeah.
sometimes those are more expensive because they're actually legit and they're
Mhm.
not, like, cutting corners, but yeah, for the most part, I'm like, a lot of those are just scamming you,
Just
taking your
bull.
money.
And another, like, maybe unpopular opinion or thought on this is a lot of how your skin looks is what you're putting into your body.
Yeah,
It's how
yeah,
crappy you're eating, your skin is gonna reflect that if you're
yeah,
susceptible to that. So, some people are just prone to more acne.
yeah,
So, it's hard to, like, speak on skincare because that's not something you or I struggle with.
yeah,
But I do feel very strongly what you put into your body is gonna
mhm.
come out of your skin. So
Yeah, just in general,
mhm,
like, what you're putting in your body and probably on your body, certain products, certain, like, household cl like, there's certain things that I think affect a lot of things.
mhm,
So, I definitely
agreed.
think for sure those make a difference, but
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not all about the, like, high-end 20,000 different things for your daily routine.
mhm,
I saw this one lady, this made me think of you the other day. She's some, I don't know, TikTok person. I should have sent you it. She's like a PA, and she's like, daily routine, and, like, she wakes up, and it, like, shows what she does, and homegirl has, like, her hair in something, her face wrap, has, like, the, like,
shady.
mask for, like, the jaw, like, takes something off her lips, like, all these things, like, you're taking off, and then she does, like, the tongue scrub, does the, like, ice face, puts all the things on, and I'm like, how long does it take you to do that? And I don't think I could sleep in all that, first of all.
Heck no.
But I just that was one of the things that thought in my head where I'm like, how I wanna know, like, how many products she has in that routine of, like, the night routine, whether it's, like, what she's wearing in her on her head, in her hair, like, the face mask, the lip mask, the
Mhm,
nose stuff, and then you're, like, doing your tongue, your well, I guess the face stuff is just water and ice, but then, like, all the stuff you're putting on your face, I, like, literally was like, "I wanna know what you do, because 'cause I'm like, "That's a lot."
mhm,
I mean,
that's
she was
crazy.
beautiful, she looked great,
It
but
was
I'm like,
working for
"But
her.
is it 'cause of that?" Also,
Mm,
like, have you had some work done? No judgment, but, like,
maybe.
have you had like, any type of Botox or fillers or anything like that, because I know that helps with, like, wrinkles, and some people do it for, like, face coloration, like, I know there's things you can do,
Yeah.
but I'm like, "Is it all those things?"
It
I'm
could
like, "I
be.
don't know."
So I met with an injector last week just to kind
Mhm.
of like just a consultation and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got some really, really good information.
Yeah.
And she was talking to me about this stuff called Sculptra, which I've never heard of it before.
Mhm.
And they inject it obviously under your skin, but it
Mhm.
builds up, it like brings back your collagen in your
Collagen.
face. And so she was kinda telling me about it. It's a long game, so it takes, like, 6 weeks to see the results, and then it
Mhm.
also helps your skin, like, she's like, "It improves the quality of your skin, you have, like, a more glowy look to you." Because I'd never even heard of it until I met with her, and so she was just saying, like, "This is a long game, it's not a quick fix and stuff." So I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So she could that lady very well could have had something like Sculptra
Yeah,
under
something
her
that
skin
I
to
have
help.
heard of that actually,
Yeah, it
with
was
the, like,
really
how to, like,
cool.
build your body's, like, own collagen, I guess, or
Yeah,
help, like,
and
what
it's been
produce it, I guess.
around for it's a bio something, she'd said it
Hmm.
to me, I have a pamphlet on it. Unfortunately, I can't do anything right now while I'm breastfeeding,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I'm hoping is coming to an end soon. I'm getting a little tired of it. Anyways, also might be a hot
Anyway.
take right there, unpopular opinion.
Breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding or just being done when the mom is done, and so it's
Yeah.
tough because you struggle with this guilt of, like, "I wanna be done." I
Yeah.
He's almost 18 months. I was
Yeah.
pregnant for 9 months, so I don't know what the math is, 18 and 9. How long is that I've been, like,
Long time.
sharing my body yeah, too long with another person like that, so I'm just getting done, but I don't think this boy will ever stop. So, I don't know what
I
to do.
think at some point, I don't know if I consider it selfish that you're like, "Okay," because it's not like you didn't.
I've done a
I
fantastic
mean,
job.
you
I'm proud of
yes.
what him and I have accomplished together,
You're
and
like, "Give a high five and call it good, buddy."
yeah, I'm, like, ready to be done. I'm, like, hanging on to these last 10 pounds, no, because of the breastfeeding makes this
Yeah.
hormone called prolactin, which keeps your, like, fat progression or
Yeah.
whatever holding on factor significantly higher. I can't, like, do the things that I wanna do to my body to feel
Yeah.
better about myself. So, I'm at a, like, crossroads right now, and then I'm like, "Do I get through summer because we're traveling so much and that's, like, a way to
Yeah.
keep him happy, or do I just shut it down now before we start traveling?" I don't know, I have a lot to think about.
And on that note,
And on that note, I don't know if you do this, and this might I feel like most people feel like this is necessary. I make my bed every single day.
nope,
No?
not a bed maker.
Not a bed maker.
I don't actually this is good well, besides, like, the beds that I make for other people in the guest rooms, I don't remember the last time that I actually made my bed, like, fully made it. Like, I put the sheets on when I clean them and, like, change and do all that, but,
Mhm.
like, I literally, like, throw the blankets on and just, like, toss them on, like, I don't, like, make it.
Yeah.
And then we're in it and we sleep. We have our own blankets because I
Okay,
don't
that was
share.
another, one that I was gonna bring up too.
Yeah, I don't share blankets.
So, when I was younger, Chandler and I obviously pretty much slept in the same bed
Yeah,
at least
our
once a
whole
week, if not more.
if not more, yeah.
Right, for a
And then
whole
we
year.
lived together and
Right.
decided to share beds then in 8th grade,
Yeah,
or your
and
ninth
we
grade.
only slept with a fitted sheet, and
Uh-huh.
I had, like, a comforter for, like, the look of my room.
Yeah.
We always slept with separate blankets. This and my I don't know if my dad will remember this, but it used to drive him nuts that I would never put the flat sheet on because I hated the sheet. So I just only did the fitted sheet, then my
Yep.
blanket. Okay.
I don't
So
put that sheet on
it's a
ever,
waste.
still. No
It's a
guest room, it's
waste.
pointless.
Yeah.
They end up at the foot of the bed.
Right. Or you're like
Yeah.
trapped in there trying to get
Yeah.
your feet out and you're
Yeah.
claustrophobic. So
I hate
I
them.
remember getting older and my dad saying to me, "You need to start learning how to sleep under a sheet and with a comforter because when you get married, your husband is not gonna like that you sleep with your own blanket, and was just saying some things like that,
Yeah.
and I remember being like, "I don't really care what my husband wants.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep with my blanket. I'm gonna do whatever I wanna do." So then I married
And
Heston.
if he wants this fitted sheet, he can put it on.
Exactly. So I marry Heston. Guess what? He comes with his own blanket. So it worked out perfectly.
That's like the number one question. "Hey, so do you have your own blanket or do you
Mhm.
have to share?" There you go.
So we still, for the last, I think we've almost been married 12 years now, 11 and a half or so, still
Mhm.
sleep only with a fitted sheet on,
Mhm.
separate
Yep.
blankets
Yep.
every night.
Separate blankets. Yeah.
So I just think that's
So,
fun.
I never we just get out of bed and I go about my day. I never think about making it because A, nobody sees my room, and then we get back in it anyway.
Mhm. When I was
And
younger, I thought it was a stupid thing to make your bed every day.
yeah.
So, but I don't know what changed. I just like walking into my room and seeing like, "Oh, that's one thing I've done today."
Yeah. Ryan went through a phase where he did, um, but I think a lot of, like, what do I wanna say? Like, certain, like, I don't know if I wanna say, like, self-help things, but or, like, daily things that's, like, one of a big thing I feel like people always recommend to, like, start your day doing that, and I don't
Mhm.
know if it's like you said, it's because it's like, "Okay, I did one thing, like, I'm starting my day, I've accomplished that, and I can move on," kinda thing, but I'm always like, "I'm gonna get back in it and mess it up anyway." So,
I agree. And it'll be some days like it doesn't get done. For some reason, if Heston's home, I don't make the bed. I think because I'm
yeah.
like waiting for him to make it, which sometimes it does happen, but I'll like, it'll be 7 or 8 at night. And I'm like, hey, can you make the bed? And he's like, are you joking? I'm like, yeah,
It's like, at this point.
it's too late in the day.
Yeah,
So I
that's
would
so
say
funny.
99% of the time I am making my bed. There'll be the random day. Or if I know I'm
That's
going to
so
be
funny.
taking a nap that day, then I won't make it.
That's so funny. I
So,
feel like, honestly, if we did, like, one sheet and it or a comforter and we, like, slept under it, that might be different because I feel like it would kinda stay a little bit more neutral and we could just kinda, like, throw it on.
mhm,
But, like, I am such a like, a messy sleeper. Like, I move a lot, my blanket
mhm.
gets turned around, one leg's in, one leg's
Yeah.
out, I curl up on my face, like, I'm a messy sleeper. So my comforter doesn't just, like, stay over or my blanket doesn't just, like, stay over me all, like,
Mhm.
nice. So and his doesn't either. And sometimes he, like, throws off the bed if he gets too hot or
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm like, I don't wanna do
Do
that.
you guys sleep in a king or a queen?
King,
Same.
thank goodness. I could not go to a queen anymore.
I know
Like,
whenever we're traveling, when we're in a queen, it's like,
I
"Oh,
don't know what it
please."
is. Well, Heston is like a giant.
Mhm.
Me and Ryan, neither one of us are, but we slept in a queen for a long time, and then when we moved it was like when we moved out of, like, our first home, we finally got a king because we were able to have a space in it. Our first house, our room wasn't really big enough. It was, like, weirdly shaped to, like, have a king, so we didn't, which didn't matter really, but then when we did a king, I was like, "We can never do a queen." Like, it's awful.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like all of a sudden you're, like, here in my space. So, like, when we
Mhm.
travel and we can't get a king, like, we're both so funny. He likes to cuddle, and even him sometimes is like, "Whoa, you're, like, right there." I'm like, "Yeah, because 'cause we're not used to it."
That's so
Although when
funny.
we first slept in a king, it was like that thing, we were like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
look at
you're
all
so
this
far
room."
away. Yeah.
But now you're used to it, I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Like, "You'll kiss me."
We had a queen for a long time, and then we had Liv and moved into another house, and then we had the space for the king.
Yeah,
And that's when Liv started sleeping in bed with us, and then for us, like, we just needed more space, and then with the
yeah,
kids. And so, usually, we're by ourselves, but there's the off chance that one of the kids
yeah,
ends up in the bed with us, which is totally fine. But when we were first get married, Heston was, like, saying, we'll never have a king, we'll never have a king." And then I think we stayed at someone's house and slept in a king bed, and we were like, "This is really nice."
that's what we did. It's like the first time we did it, we were like, "Oh my gosh, this is like a game changer."
Yeah, so then
Like,
we
there's so much
invested
more
in the
room.
king. It is
Yeah.
so much more room.
Yeah, it just is, and, like, with you guys with kids, that is nice to have because if they do
Mhm.
get in bed, you're not, like,
Yeah.
like, squished up.
It's rough having kids in your bed anyways, but then this gives us all a little bit more
Extra
space.
space. Yeah, for sure.
Whenever they
Grandmother
what were you gonna say?
grandmother and granddad have a California king.
Mhm.
That's legit.
Yeah, that's a big bed. It's just
That is a
longer,
big bed.
right?
Yeah, it is longer. I feel like I mean, I don't think it is wider, but I feel like it feels wider.
Maybe.
But it definitely is longer.
Hmm.
But let me tell you, that bed made a huge difference when, like, Kenyon and them came to the house because those kids I don't know, I haven't had to sleep with them, thank goodness, in a long time, crazy sleepers.
Yeah, kids are just crazy. I remember being a crazy sleeper.
Yeah, I was too.
So, I don't do you remember going to Vegas for one of your competitions and my hand
Mhm,
was broken?
mhm.
And my mom was like made me sleep at the foot of the bed because I was, like, hitting her with my cast.
Yeah. I've always been a crazy, like, hitting I still think I'm, like, a messy sleeper.
I don't think I
Like, I
am. I
don't
don't really move.
sit still. I move a lot.
Yeah. I stay pretty still. I've had to train myself with babies in the bed,
That's fair.
so out of, like, survival. So,
That's fair.
okay. Scented candles?
I love candles.
I can only do a certain kind, or I feel like I
That's
get a
fair.
headache and, like, a sore throat.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. It's probably because 'cause they're, like, the nasty toxic ones.
Right, so I can do the
Yeah.
Trader pretty much only the Trader Joe's candles.
Like, I usually try to get, like, a good clean candle
Mhm.
that's not you're not breathing in all those fumes where you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
There's
I
this
did at one time at the gym, I was sitting there, I was like, "Oh my gosh," I had this all of a sudden, I had this, like, crazy headache, and I was like,
Mhm.
"What the heck?" And I realized I had been burning, like, a candle in the back of, like, the office because I guess, I don't know, something was stinky. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is why." And I was like, "Can someone go blow that out?"
Yeah,
It's
it
like
totally
I was like,
gets to you.
"What the heck?" I'm like, "And get rid of those nasty candles.
Yeah, the
Buy"
poison.
yeah, like the Bed Bath& and Beyond or
Ugh,
any of those, like the Target ones. I'm like, all those
so
are all just, like,
toxic.
so bad. But
There's
I love a candle.
Yeah, there's one
I do.
candle that I love from Anthropologie,
Mm.
and it smells so good, and it's just the best candle. It's not the volcano one that everyone's obsessed with. It's, like, in a red jar. I can't remember what it's
Yeah, you
called.
gave it to me for I think you got one for me for Christmas or something one year.
In the red jar?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's still my favorite, and
I'm
I can't
assuming
do
it's
it.
since it was your favorite, that's what you got
Yeah,
me.
I can't do it anymore. It's such a bummer
Oh, man.
because it's like
That
one
sucks.
candle makes your whole house smell incredible, but it's just
Yeah.
it's too much.
I do hear too, which I do wanna get one of these, the, like, candle warmers. And
Mhm.
so instead of, like, having the wick lit, it just, like, melts it. And they say sometimes that does better because it's not, like, burning,
The
I guess.
fumes. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. Also, just, like, aesthetically, looks cute. Have,
Mhm.
like, a little candle warmer.
So, reality TV, I love it.
I'm I don't know. I'm not one way or the other. Like, there's been shows that I've really liked and shows that kinda, like, hooked me with the drama, but then there's some that I'm like, I could do this."
Mhm.
Well, I don't think I'm as interesting as some of those people, and I don't have drama, so maybe not, but I'm like, "This is a mess." Like, or you're all just, like, crappy people. Like, are you
Yes,
really like this?
I think
I don't know.
so.
So
Someone
it just
messaged
depends.
me on Instagram and said that we should watch the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which I've
Yes.
watched it, both
Okay.
seasons. So we could do I'm curious what
Do, like,
your
a
thoughts
recap?
are. Yeah. Well, just are
Okay.
your thoughts on these women because I've been following them for a long time, like, before the whole, um
Like,
like,
show and all the
scandal yeah,
drama.
before the whole, like,
Yeah.
show started. So, I felt like I was invested slightly in these women, and then they get on this show. So, it would just be interesting to hear your thoughts on
Yeah.
it. So, there's 2 seasons if you
Okay.
wanted to, jump
I'm
in
gonna
there.
binge watch those real quick.
Yeah.
I have actually been thinking about it for a long time, and I have a lot of people who have told me, and then a lot of my friends, like, that know I lived in Arizona and, like, obviously know, like, I was around a lot of Mormons. So, like, "Have
Mhm.
you watched it? What do you think? What's your opinion?" And I'm like, "I haven't watched it yet," and people are, like, shocked when I tell them I haven't. I'm like,
It's
"No,
I
but I
really
need to."
enjoyed it. I think it's
Yeah.
weird that I think they're using the word Mormon just to, like, draw people in because
Mhm.
I truly think only 2 of the women are actually
Actually practicing.
practicing Mormons.
Yeah.
I think the rest of them have been baptized, um, but then they're not active anymore.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why they're using I think they're just using the word Mormon to get more attention.
It's like a draw in, yeah.
I guess because they're not Mormon and
Yeah.
they don't do any favors for the church on the show. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, it's like, all right.
Maybe it's to make them. Maybe in their thought, this is just me, this thought of this throwing this out there, that it maybe makes them look more like normal in the sense of like, I feel like Mormons have like a certain like label and like expectations and things on them and their religion and what you guys, all these things
Mhm.
that like seeing them doing more like everyday things or I don't know, like I don't know, just being like not as like strict or not as
Mhm.
like, oh, I thought they couldn't do this. Cause people have like all these thoughts of like what Mormons can and cannot do or don't do. And some do and some don't, whatever.
Mhm.
But maybe throwing in people that's like, oh, like you guys don't do this or you guys do this or whatever. Like
Mhm.
maybe it just gives it like a different like outlook of like what everybody's thoughts are on
Yeah, a
Mormons.
more of
I
a
don't know, I haven't
different
watched the show.
perspective. Yeah.
But just gives them, like, a different thought of instead of just like, "Oh, you're Mormon, this is what you do."
Mhm.
I don't know, because it's like a lot of people are Christians, but Christians, like, there's some Christians that drink, there's
Uh-huh.
some that don't. Like, you have your own, like, convictions of, like, things. Like, yes, there's obviously some clear, like, right or wrongs about things.
Right.
Like, some people don't believe in tattoos, some do. So, like, there's certain things that's, like, I don't think that makes you a less Christian because you have a glass of wine at night than
Right.
me because I choose not to drink wine or
Mhm.
whatever, or I have tattoos and you don't. So I'm like, there are certain things that I think like I don't think make you less, but then there are obviously like your beliefs that do
Yeah,
make you
like
a
you're
Christian,
doing drugs,
obviously. But yeah,
you're not the
like
greatest
maybe we're
Mormon.
not.
You're
Yeah.
fine, but
Yeah.
it's, like,
Like you're
very
not
clearly not supposed to do
we're
that.
like, you need to like let's repent and like let's get back on track. Like, if you're doing, like, pornography or OnlyFans, I don't
Mhm.
really think you're quite doing what you need to do.
You're you're not on the
Like,
right track, I
yeah, if you're
gotta
having, like,
say.
affairs and all these things, I'm like,
Right.
not saying you can't, like, people make mistakes,
Yeah.
but if that's, like, your daily life that you're living, like, you're not on the track right now, like,
Yeah, and it's
we need to
okay
get
to,
back, and
like
we've all been there.
right. Well, no, not like that, but
Well, okay, yeah, maybe not to
hold on, back up. We have not all been there.
to, like, those extremes, yes, we went to, like, really crazy extremes, like, obviously, as Christians, like, I'm not an everyday perfect Christian,
Right.
but yes, I'm not choosing to do drugs and have affairs, you are correct. We've all been there.
That is not
Was
what
that an easy A? We're all
we've all
God's
been there.
children.
Oh, yeah. All God's children, it's fine.
It's
We
okay.
all do it.
Do it. So funny.
Oh, that's another
No,
good movie. If anyone needs
that
a
is a
movie
good movie. I
suggestion.
actually watched that not that long ago.
Really,
It's like,
I
"Only by
should
marriage."
watch it. It's
Give it
a
to
good
me.
one. Give it to me. Only by marriage.
Yeah. Who told
Uh,
you? Why does it matter? I'm adopted.
maybe I'll
Okay,
save that
this
for
is
when you get here. We can watch it together.
that's a good one. This is another one that I think is and I saw about Friends, but people saying Friends is overrated, but I don't like The Office, and I feel like a lot of people love The Office.
We are office people.
I know, but you guys are also Friends people.
Yes, we do like Friends.
I
My
feel like
husband doesn't
usually
love
it's
it.
like one or the other.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's both. I'm happy with either. Obviously, you and I grew up watching Friends. Like, that was
Yeah,
all we did every summer. We would
yeah.
start it over from the beginning, and it would just kinda be playing in
Mhm.
the background. But when I married Heston, he was like, "I do not like
The
Friends."
Office.
So
Yeah,
he'll watch it now occasionally, and he'll
yeah.
laugh. Like, I'll hear him chuckle to himself every once in a while. But, yes, I agree that there is, like, both people either really love The Office, hate Friends,
Yeah.
or they love Friends and they hate The Office.
Yeah. I guess
So,
I'm the one that doesn't like The Office and love
we tend to,
Friends.
like, lean more towards The Office
Office,
because
yeah.
it's a little bit cleaner. I'm not saying it's, like, a show that every kid can watch, but if my kids happen to, like, walk in when we're watching something, that's a little bit better. Friends just talks about sex so much, where
Oh,
every
okay.
single episode, it's, like, constantly, like
I could see that.
so just for, like, a kid, that's confusing.
Yeah.
So it's just too much on the like, too much about sex. The Office is a little bit more, like, office appropriate
Yeah.
conversations, but I definitely like both. I saw this funny, like, clip or something. It was like, the most concerning thing about Office fans is that they are never done watching The Office, like, they're always currently still watching The Office,
That's so funny.
which is true, but I also think that people do that with Friends. It's just like
Yeah.
you everyone has comfort foods. I feel like those 2 are
Yeah.
comfort shows.
Like, when it was on, like, on Netflix, a little bit easier to just, like, go on.
Mhm.
That was something I would just put on default, like, on the background, like, or if I was falling asleep, I would just have the TV
Yes.
on. That and Gilmore Girls. Gilmore
I've
Girls
never
is
watched
another
that show.
one. I like it a
I've
lot.
heard people, like, really love it. I've just never
Mhm.
watched it. Maybe I'll give it
I
a
like the
shot.
humor, and I really like the mom-daughter relationship. I think
Mhm.
it's fun, it's cute, and I do like their dry humor. So,
Is it
it's
on
a good one. It's
Netflix?
another one.
It used to be,
Yes, I
right?
believe it
Is it
still
still on
is,
there?
yeah.
Maybe I'll have to check it
Mhm.
out. I don't have
Yeah,
anything to watch right now, so
yeah. That's a good one. That was one of my faves. It's like
hmm.
an easy like, I guess if you haven't watched it, you actually watch it, but, like, for like me, have seen multiple times, like, it's an easy background one
Mhm.
for me
That
that I
makes
like.
sense.
I don't like, TikTok. That's an
Why?
unpopular opinion. Or Twitter, really.
I've never been a Twitterer, so I don't really know.
A Twitter. Yeah, no. Neither one. Don't
I
care.
like
Think they're
TikTok
stupid.
to, like, get ideas for things.
Okay.
That's about it, like the sourdough stuff,
Yeah.
which
That's
I texted Chandler the other day and showed her a picture of the
I
most
know.
amazing sourdough I've ever made.
I'm so mad.
Why are you mad? I'm
I've
gonna
been
make it
hearing
for
about
you.
it. I know, but I have to wait a whole,
I
like,
know,
week.
a whole week. I don't think I've even
Isn't that
told
weird, though?
Heston
I
you're
didn't think
coming.
about that. Wait, what?
I don't think I've said one thing to him about it.
So, I was on a walk earlier, and I was thinking, I was like, "Oh," like, just thinking about this week, and I was like, "Oh, crap, I go to Arizona next week." Like,
Yeah,
we haven't even, like, talked about it or, like, I'm just like, "But
nothing.
I'm coming."
Yeah, I don't think I've
It's
and I
okay.
was thinking today when we were getting ready, like, when Heston was setting everything up, I'm like, "Huh, I haven't said one thing to him about it." Not like he cares either way, it's not a big
No,
deal.
I'm not worried about it.
Right, so I just thought that was funny because 'cause I'm like,
Just
"Huh,
show up. I have my own room, it's fine.
yeah, you totally do."
And my own bathroom.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, upset any or, like, change anything in our house, so it's not even a thing. But I was just thinking, like, I don't think I've said
That's
one
so
thing to
funny.
Heston.
Like, "Surprise, she's coming in a week." And I was saying that too, I was like, "It's like a week." Like,
Yeah,
I leave
a week
next
from tomorrow.
Friday.
What time are you getting in?
Morning,
Oh,
like
okay, nice.
yeah, I think it's like not early, but like 10 or something, 9 or 10, so I have the whole day.
Cool. It'd be nice if we could do, like, Friday and Saturday recording because Sunday's Father's Day.
Oh, crap.
Yeah,
I
which
didn't
is
think about
fine.
that.
No, it'll be great. Because you and I
Okay,
can leave and go do
sorry.
something fun with the kids, and Heston can stay here and relax if he wants to.
Okay,
So,
sorry, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't
I
realize
don't think
it.
about Father's
It
Day.
would Heston wouldn't he doesn't care either way,
That was a
he's
little
fine.
dark.
What?
I said that was a little dark.
Wait, oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think about it. I don't have to worry about it,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I mean, I do for Jack, I guess, but even then, it's like, I mean, I tell him, but it's not like something that I'm like, "Oh, I have to be considerate
Mhm.
about," because he doesn't even live here either, so we don't really get to see him on
Yeah, it's
Father's
not your
Day.
thing.
But
I think of my dad
yeah,
and Heston. Heston's dad doesn't care,
sorry.
so
Well, I can go celebrate BJ and Heston.
yeah, it'll be fun. They'll come over for dinner and stuff, so it'll be a good day.
Thank you. Okay.
Um, okay, this is the last one that I have is it's okay to outgrow friendships and still love the person.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I don't think you have to, like I don't think you have to feel obligated to, like, be in something even, like, a family member, like, just because 'cause they're family, I don't think you're obligated to, like, because it can still be a bad relationship. That person still could be toxic or doing bad things. I'm like, just because 'cause you're a family doesn't mean I'm obligated to, like, have to have a relationship with you. You
Right.
still have to earn that.
Mhm.
And it goes both ways. Like, I don't just because I'm your whatever doesn't mean you have to. So, I mean, I don't think just because or lifelong friends, stuff can still happen.
Mhm.
Obviously, I think it's less likely because you're more willing to, like, work on things or adjust or have those conversation like, hard conversations like, "Hey, this isn't working for me," or whatever. But I'm like, just because I've known you since I was in middle school doesn't mean I have to be your friends or
Mhm. I
but that doesn't mean
agree.
I don't like like you said, I don't have to not like you.
Yeah, I still wish you well, we just don't have the
Yeah,
connection
sometimes
anymore.
yeah, sometimes those things relationships aren't always forever.
Yeah, you just kinda fizzle out, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Another one I have, which I don't know, you might agree with me, the whole, like, feminist movement.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I'm not about, like, I'm not about women empowerment. But, like, to the where it's like, "I don't need no man, I can do everything on my own," this, that whole thing. I'm like, "No, I need my man. I want my man." I believe in, like, roles
Mhm.
of, like, certain things of, like, the leader of the house and all these things. I'm like, that might be an unpopular opinion
Yeah, I would
nowadays.
agree that that was probably on the less popular side these days, but I also feel like it's to a detriment to men because they're so, like, shut down for just trying to be men.
Men.
Of
Yeah.
course, there's horrible men,
Yeah.
absolutely, but like you said, there are roles and there's head of the household, and you as a wife, your role is to respect your husband and support your husband.
Yeah.
Obviously, it goes both like, vice versa, there should be mutual
Yeah.
respect, but yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I think that's a little less and I don't think, like I mean, I know each family's different, so I'm not saying, "Oh, because you don't work you're not a stay-at-home mom, or because you have a job, you're any less," or whatever. I think that's great that women have these dreams and chase after them. I'm not saying you shouldn't,
Mhm.
um, but just, like, the push of, like, to the point of where you don't need a man or don't want a man. Like, you can do all those things and still have a husband, and he can still provide and be the leader of the household, and all these things have these roles of, like, women and men, like, but not to where it's, like, so negative against men,
Mhm.
like, it's, like, so far to that side, I guess, is where I'm at. Because 'cause I'm like, I don't mind the whole, like, y women want to be a boss and
Right,
do their thing and have
absolutely.
all these that's so great, whatever, but, yeah, I don't necessarily agree to the, like, extreme of the negativity
Mhm.
towards, like, men and their roles
Yeah,
and
I
that it's a
agree.
negative.
Men are so critical, and fathers
Mhm.
especially.
Yeah.
I was watching this interview with a guy, and he was talking to a bunch of women, probably 3 or 4 women who were all single moms, and he asked
Mhm.
them a question. He said, "What would you tell your son growing up?" And
Yeah.
the mom said, "I would tell him to, live his life, follow his dreams, enjoy himself, just kind of surface level things." And he
Mhm.
said, "I tell my son the exact opposite of that. I tell him every single day the world is going to chew you up and spit you out. You're going to have to work as hard as you possibly can every single day. You're going to have to grind every single day just to kind of be ahead." And so he was telling them, like, I'm harder on my sons because I expect more from them, and
Mhm.
I'm giving them uh sight into how harsh the world is. And he
Mhm.
said to the women, like, my sons will absolutely dominate all of your sons because he's going to know what it takes to really be a man, how hard it
Yeah.
is out there. And I thought that was kind of an interesting shift for me as a mom to look at Heston as a dad and what his role is with our sons, and
Yeah.
kind of like stepping aside a little bit and letting him take a more um front role. I don't know if
Mhm.
that's making any sense, but like, it's his job as a man to teach my sons how it's going to be a man, how hard
Yeah.
it really is and how tough it is.
Mhm.
So I
Because they're experiencing it firsthand.
mhm. So I think
Like
it's of course, like, being I have no idea what it's like to be a single mom, and I
yeah.
never will. Um but I just feel like fathers are so
Mhm.
critical for all kids, but especially their sons. And even just
Yep.
down to the little things, like, you see how much Heston just is so physical with our kids, like wrestling with them, throwing them in the air. All of those things are so critical to psychological development. It helps them build trust because they know that their dad's going to throw them up and he's going to catch them. It helps them build like a strong connection. It helps their brain develop better because they are being played with.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I even read this thing a while ago too, and this is just like I guess, like, in the spiritual sense of things, like, if a mother is, like goes to church and is, like, a believer in all these things, it's, like, a lower percentage of, like, your kids and family going, but it's, like, if the dad is going to church and, like, brings the family and is, like, the leader of that, it's, like, a 75 or 8 like, the percentage of, like, your kids goes up so much
Hmm.
higher. So I was, like, reading this whole thing, and I was telling Ryan that because I was like, "Wow," that was, like, that kind of and it was, like, during the time where I feel like just like men I still feel like men are, but it was a really big phase of, like, men getting, like, attacked, I think, like, in every sense of it, and I
Hmm.
was like, "Man, the devil's really working." Like, he knows that, like, statistically, like, the men being the leader of the household and making those choices and leading their families in that way
Hmm.
is such a huge part of the family, and, like, the kids will follow. Obviously, the wife will follow, all these things, and he knows that's powerful. And so, like, he knows where here to hit you.
Because if
So I'm
you're
like, that was an
attacking,
interesting, like, statistic to
yeah, I've
hear,
never
like,
heard that
how
before, but
it goes up. I don't have like, I wish I had the right, like, actual, like, statistic
statistic
in front of me,
that
but it just popped in my
totally
head when
makes
we were
sense.
talking about it.
Yeah.
But the minute the husband is, like, really, like, devoted to that and he's taking the family doing that, like, the statistics of the ki it goes up so much
Hmm.
higher. I'd have to look it up and see, but yeah,
Yeah.
I, like, read that not too long ago, and then one of my friends, Emily, her and her husband started, like, a plant of a church, and
Mhm.
they shared something about that too, and I was like, "It's just
Really
crazy."
cool. Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit more, like I think I'm a little bit more traditional, and I don't think I am.
Mhm.
So I know I lean a little bit more towards, like, roles and things like that, but I'm not necessarily saying, like, I'm against women working or any
Right.
of these things and having dreams and goals, and I don't think that my opinion doesn't matter. Like, yes, Ryan asks me my opinions with things, like, we have that, like you said, mutual respect,
Right.
but at the end of the day, I do believe, like, he's the leader of the household, like, I believe these things, like, I know
Mhm.
he's the provider. So, there's certain things, and I think that's kind of nowadays a very unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And I think bottom line, everyone's just trying to do their best, and some of these women get just
Yeah.
put in such horrible
Mhm.
situations
Yeah.
with not good men. So I can completely
Mhm.
understand
Yeah.
having to leave that man. Well, I wouldn't
Oh,
call
for
him a
sure.
man, that person.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I just have married someone who's really good. We both really,
Yeah.
really have. So we probably have a very different perspective because we are
Mhm.
married to good, strong men
Yeah.
who, like you said, follow their role and they take that role very, very seriously
Yeah.
as a
And that's
provider and
another thing,
protector.
women, like you said, everyone has their own, like, story, and every family's different. You have things you do what's best for your family,
Mhm.
but or situation. I'm like you said, never had to worry about being in a situation where I feel unsafe and
Right.
have to get out, or been, you know, in a situation where I have kids and I'm a single mother, like, all these things. So I'm like, I've definitely have been blessed to not have to know what that's like and work through that, but obviously, like, I feel like that was my goal, was to have what I have, and, like, that would be my ideal for, like, everyone.
Right.
Obviously, that's not the case, sadly, because like you said, there are some crappy people, not just men. There's crappy men and women,
Mhm.
obviously. But those were probably I think those are all my main ones. I think I winded up throwing in there. Oh, and I'm not a Swiftie. I have to throw that one in there because that was one of mine. I feel like that was a big one.
Yeah, I'm
That
not.
a lot of people like her and I'm not.
She's fine. I respect what she's done. Obviously, my respect doesn't matter to her even the slightest, but
Yeah. We're just like little tiny people.
just
We don't
yeah.
matter.
I think she's built an incredible empire. She's a really good storyteller, and I think she really,
Mhm.
like that's how she attracts people to her because she's a good storyteller. She's really good at what she does, or she wouldn't be
Yeah, she wouldn't be
where
where
she's
she's
at.
at, yeah. But I don't even it's like I obviously, she's doing something right because she's doing it,
Mhm.
but I don't even like her stuff still.
Same.
Like, it's like, I mean, I guess you can have that, like, "Oh, I can respect what you're doing," and because 'cause you're doing it clearly,
Mhm.
because 'cause you're doing what you're doing, but I don't like what you're doing. Like, I'm not behind what you're
Right. I'm
doing.
not going to
Like, it
your
doesn't
concert.
yeah, like, I don't like your music really, like, it doesn't, like, pull me in.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Also, I'm I'm not, like, the best music person to, like, have an opinion, I feel like, but, yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't really, like, pull me in.
When she had
Also
the what were you gonna say?
no, you can go.
When she had her, like, movie of her concert, I think, come out, my friend was like, "Do you wanna go with me?" And I was like, "I'd literally rather do anything else."
I'd literally rather walk on Legos.
Yeah, I'm all set. So, I'm sure
Thanks
she's
for asking, though.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a 3-hour-long thing. I like, would rather do anything else
Yeah, you're like, "No, thanks."
and not spend I
Um,
don't even like going to the movies anyways, and I'm certainly not gonna spend my money doing that.
I don't either. Maybe that's an
I don't like
unpopular
it.
opinion.
Yeah,
I don't either.
I just feel like it's a
It's so
waste of money.
overpriced.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit in the comfort of my own home. I can pee when I wanna pee.
Mhm,
I'm not spending $80 on popcorn and snacks because 'cause I'm
mhm.
gonna get popcorns and
Where the hell are
snacks.
you going? That's $80. Just kidding.
Well, by the time you get the ticket and you get popcorn, you get candy, you get a drink,
Yeah.
a lot of money, man. Where are
I
you
we take my kids,
going?
like, periodically for, like, the bigger
Yeah,
movies, like, we saw Lilo
yeah.
and Stitch a couple weeks ago, which
We were
that
just
was
talking about
really,
that.
really good. I liked it a
Yeah,
lot. So I take them so that they have the
yeah.
experience, and, like, I grew up going to the movies, we went all the time.
Yes,
My
all the
parents, like,
time.
the other day, they
Had the
went 2 nights
cups,
in a
had the
row.
bucket.
Right, we had all the things. We went
Yeah,
on
we go with
Christmas.
blankets, we'd
Yeah.
sneak in
Oh,
snacks.
yeah. That was, like, our thing. So, it's just funny that I can't stand going to the movies anymore because that's what I
Also,
did growing up.
now this will tie into this one because we did that because we brought up that
Mhm.
memory. Always would go to the movies with y'all. I don't
Mhm.
know how many times A, I went to the movies with y'all, B, fell
Fell asleep, I
asleep,
was just gonna
and
say.
C, fell asleep during a Lord of the Rings movie that we went and saw. That was
Yeah.
another one. I am not a Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. I have not seen any of them any way through at all. No
I
Star Wars, no Lord of the Rings.
I don't care for Star Wars. I'm fine either way. Both the Hestons love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Heston's dad is a big Star Wars guy as well,
Mhm.
so he kinda grew up with that. His dad likes a
Yeah.
lot of sci-fi stuff. I've never really cared for Star Wars. I like Star Wars Land at Disneyland. It's a really cool
Yeah, yeah.
experience. We have
I can
fun
see
there.
that.
Um, I personally love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no.
I think it's a good, like
Maybe I would now if I decided to watch him. I
probably
don't
not.
know. Yeah,
I'm
probably not.
thinking no, they're really long. Like we
Yeah,
watch
that's
the
why I fell
extended
asleep.
versions, you know. It's like 3 hours long. But the just all the stuff behind it, like the symbolism, J.R.
Yeah.
Tolkien, how
I mean,
I'm
I
saying his
don't
name
know,
right.
but I know.
Yeah, you know the gist of it. It's just a
Yeah.
really cool story of trust and loyalty and good picking the right people to support
You're
what
really
you need to
selling
do.
it.
Am I?
Yeah, maybe I'll read the books. I mean,
Very
I've heard
long.
really good things about them. Yeah, they're, like, huge. But I just no. And then, yeah, every time we went to see them in the movie theaters, I fell asleep
Why'd you come every time?
because I was hanging out with y'all.
That's true. You didn't have a choice.
And no offense, your parents probably paid for it. So I just showed up and hung out with all y'all.
Yeah, I
I wasn't gonna
remember
say
falling
no to
asleep
hanging out
during a
with y'all.
couple of them too, because we would do the midnight showings, which is
Yes, that's
crazy to
another thing
me.
I
I
was
would
about to
never
say.
take my kids to a midnight showing, ever.
That was another thing I was about to say. I swear it was so late every
Yeah,
time.
I just think that's
Oh,
so
that's so
wild that
funny.
that was, like, a common thing for
So
in
funny.
general.
But I still loved it.
Yeah, like,
I thought it was so yeah,
we would go for all the Twilight movies, remember
yeah,
that? And we would go
yeah.
with the Rushes, and Judy all they
Mhm.
always had, like, playing cards, so we'd be sitting outside for hours, like, playing cards, eating food in line, and then we'd get
Oh,
inside
that's
and
so
finally be inside the theater, you still have to wait, like, an hour. So, that's
that's
just
so funny.
so funny. The thought of doing that right now is, like, crippling.
Yeah, I can't. I don't like the movies.
Yeah.
Ryan it bothers Ryan that I don't, but I'm like, "Why just watch it in a house now?"
Yeah.
I guess now all the stuff took away from that experience of movies.
Mhm.
But you brought up Star Wars Land, that was another one of mine. I'm not a Disney person.
I wouldn't say I'm a Disney person either. I enjoy Disney, but I
Mhm,
enjoy it for my kids.
that's fair.
So, it's really cool when your kids love something. Little Heston was obsessed
Yeah,
with cars for so long, So it was
Mhm.
like my goal to get him to Cars Land.
Yeah.
And so to see that for him
Mhm.
was so cool and so real and so magical for the kids.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Disney adult.
That's funny. So, I have to apologize. I have, like, multiple really good friends that are, like, Disney people. They
Mhm.
love Disney, that's their thing. And I'm like, "Don't get me wrong. If you get invited or if people wanna go, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go with the kids, I'll go with friends." I don't think it's not fun.
Mhm.
Like, I like it. But I'm like, "Ah, there's just so many other things I'd rather spend that much money on because it's expensive."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I could do so much."
Mhm. It's like a down payment on
But
a
yeah.
house.
Yeah.
It
But
can
yeah,
get
no, I have
expensive.
I just I'm not I mean, I like it, but
Yeah.
it's not like it's just not my thing.
I had one of my friends, she said, "If I could never take another vacation in my life and only go to Disneyland, I would only go to Disneyland for the rest of my
Yeah.
life."
I have I have friends that would probably do the same, and they go, like, multiple times, like, a year or, like, often,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I just that's not my that's money that could be spent, like, abroad.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
I agree. I think it's
although
fun.
don't get me wrong, I would go to abroad, like, I wanna go to Japan, and one of my friends wants to go because they wanna go to the Disneyland there. I'm like, "Well, I'll do that with
Yeah,
you."
of course, that's a
Yeah.
whole experience.
Yeah, I'm like, "I'd do that."
Yeah.
But
We're Disney every few years
yeah,
as a family. I one
yeah.
with one of my friends, we wanna take our Heston and she wants to take her son. So I
Mhm.
thought that would be fun to just go and do, like, us and the
Yeah.
boys. And
Mhm.
then, like, when Liv gets older, I can take Liv by myself. I think that'd be super fun,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
think like, I know Hannah and Kenyon went. I didn't get to go with them. They went I think they took them after the wedding when we went on our honeymoon.
Oh, in
And
Orlando?
I think they've done Universal Studios, and I didn't get to go with them that time. So I haven't been able to experience it with them, which is kind of a bummer.
Mhm.
But, um, I think now they're, like, old enough to where I don't know if they would care. They might do Universal because I feel like Universal is, like, a little bit, like, older, like, rides and stuff. And Hannah really likes Harry Potter, so we
Mhm.
did, like, that in London. So that was kinda cool to experience,
Yeah.
but I think, Ryan's side wants to do, like, with nieces, all them, and they're still, like, young, like, so I think they wanna do a trip with them eventually in the next, like, year or couple years
Mhm.
with the girls, and I'm like, "I would go to that."
Yeah, that'd be
I mean, that'd be
just because 'cause you're
fun,
doing
and
it
they
with
would
your
enjoy it.
family. That'd
Yeah,
be fun.
but not on the reg.
Yeah, it's just too expensive. We got
Mhm.
passes, like, annual passes
Yeah.
2019. So, like, literally
Okay.
got them in November, and then the entire world shut down in
Didn't get to use
March.
them.
And
That's
yeah,
unfortunate.
so our passes were super cheap because it was just me, Heston, little Heston, and I think it was
Mhm.
$800 per person for the entire year, which that's really reasonable.
Yeah.
And we only live like 5 and a half hours away or
Yeah.
so. And so we went in, I think, January or February of 2020 for the first time. So that must have been when we got them. So we went for like 3.5 days because we got there in the evening. So we went into the parks that night with our passes because you can just obviously go in whenever. So we did
Yeah.
that, and then everything shut down, and they were giving people the option of, like, getting a refund on their passes or just
Oh.
extending it, and so we were like, "We'll just keep them and extend it and not worry about it," because Liv was still a baby, so she was still free, and then
Oh,
they
nice.
all of a sudden just refunded us, so we basically got back our entire amount, and we had spent 4 days at Disneyland, so it ended up being, like, $20 a day for all of us to be at Disney, so it was our
Oh,
cheapest
nice.
vacation to Disney yet,
There you
um
go. That worked
so,
out.
yeah, it would have been fun to have the passes at that stage in our life because we could have gone quite a bit. Um,
Yeah.
Now it just wouldn't be fun. So,
Why wouldn't it be fun now?
Roan is not a fun age right now.
Oh,
It'd be great with just living Heston. Last time we went, he was only 8 weeks old, and it was the easiest trip I've ever taken.
that's nice because you just didn't do anything.
Yeah, he just was a little potato with eyes at
Blob.
that point.
But now he would be a little,
You'll see when you
um
get here. He's relentless. All of our chairs are stacked around the table because he climbs up on them. The bench is
oh,
flipped over
nice.
because he climbs up and he's standing on the table now. I just can't keep up with him.
Yeah, well, he's at that age, and he's a boy. I feel like boys are different breeds, man.
Yeah,
Was
he's
Hessen like
wild.
that?
No.
No. Yeah, I feel like Hessen was definitely, um, probably the calmest of your children.
Yes, I agree. It's because he didn't have any other kids to be watching.
Yeah.
Liv is, like, so independent, and she can pretty much do anything, but it's because she was watching Heston and going, "Well, I can do anything he can do." So now Rowan is
Yeah.
watching 2 old very a lot older kids, and he thinks he's part of the gang. Like, the other day, the neighbors came over, and they all came into the playroom, and he just, like, was yelling at them and walks right in like he's part of the whole like, he's just friends with everyone.
Well,
So which he is, everyone loves him, he's a doll,
oh,
but
I mean, yeah, he's stinking cutie, man.
yeah.
He's just freaking adorable.
Yes, he's so cute.
We'll have to see how we'll see how rogue he is.
Yeah, you'll get a little taste. We've got the house, like, pretty much locked down, so it's okay now.
That's so funny. Got it on lockdown for him to keep him
Alive.
from getting in a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll just keep him
there you go.
alive. I don't care about the
Yeah,
messes, I just need to keep him alive.
that's fair.
That's
Out
my only
out
goal.
of the hospital with something broken or something.
Yeah, he's a wild man. You'll see him in the pool,
Mm,
he's so funny in the water, it's a crack up.
you love it.
Loves it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, like, have all your kids like the water?
Uh-huh.
That's good.
Yeah, they're all water babies.
That's nice.
Yeah. Like, when we're in Florida, I have to,
Oh,
like,
yeah, they
tell
love
little
it.
Heston, like,
Like, to get out of the
yeah, you
water.
need to drink something and eat
Yeah,
something because
yeah.
he is
I
like
do remember that.
he's body surfing, he loves body surfing, and he's so good at
Yeah,
it, or he's boogie boarding, or we have a
yeah.
surfboard, he doesn't love it so much, but, like, he can surf and he just is relentless, skimboarding, and so I have to be like, "Just sit down and eat something, please.
I do remember
You
that.
just have got to have one like, a bite of something," because it
Yeah,
hits him, and then he's, like, gone.
yeah. Or, like, stay hydrated, like, you're in the sun.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that. He was out in that water the whole
Yeah,
time.
they're all water babes, for sure.
That's good,
Mhm,
especially since that's what you guys do a lot.
mhm.
Well, do you have any more?
I do not.
Well, I think those were good. That's a good place to wrap it up.
Agreed.
Well, if you guys have any or have opinions on our unpopular opinions, let us know. But
Love to hear from
thank
you.
you. Yeah. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you next week.
All right. Enjoy your weekend.